A group of hot chicks were seated at a bar, grabbing drinks and taking pictures to capture every single moment of the day. At the other end of the bar, you and your guys are seated, eyeballing the girls. It went on like this for a while until you decided to approach the ladies and shoot your shot. As you got up, the girls noticed you were coming over to talk to them. They stopped talking out loud and composed themselves. They began whispering to each other, saying stuff like, "I wish he's coming to talk to me. I'd let him take me home. And I bet he tastes as good as he looks, solely because you are nice looking and well dressed." You finally walked up to them and singled out one of the ladies with just a gesture. She immediately got up from her seat out of excitement and came to meet you. She then introduced herself. So did you. Now all the girls are laughing their asses out, including the one who got up to meet you. She went back to her seat, still laughing. Now you are embarrassed and are forced to take the walk of shame back to your table on the other side of the bar. What went wrong? Well, turns out your voice didn't match your looks. In other words, your tiny voice fucked you up and made you lose all the respect you had before walking up to them. At that point in time, you have lost the battle. Your masculinity has been scarred. But is it possible for you to reclaim your lost glory? Can you redeem yourself? Walk with me. As a man, it is important for you to have features that command respect. It could be by mere facial looks, or it could be your stature, or it could be your personality. All these can only do so much compared to the power of the modulation of your voice. Voicemaxxing. You are a guy, and you are finding it difficult to command respect with just your voice. Or maybe you have a high-pitched voice, or your voice isn't that appealing. You have probably fumbled a lot of chicks due to how weak you sound. These women love a man with a commanding voice. They don't want a guy whose very voice sounds carry the timbre of fragility. And now, you want to work on making your voice sound deeper, more seductive, and more intimidating. If you fall under this category, then you are in the right place. In this video, I'll show you how to make your voice a weapon of order. You wouldn't even have to try so hard to get her kowtowing before your feet. Mind you, this isn't the regular video where I talk to you about manning up or going to the gym and stuff like that. No, this video is packed with a little more. Enough talk, let's dive in. Voicemaxxing is a supreme art you as a man need to practice in your personal and professional life. To stand out in a business meeting, to call a chick to order, to get her cat wet with just a matter of few words. I have this friend. He had the thinnest voice in the group. Over the years, he received lots of trolls from the chicks he's been with. A few years back, he became open to the secrets of voicemaxxing. Now he's pulled more chicks than Casanova. The steps I'll be sharing with you in this video aren't something you see all around the internet. Scratch that, because as a matter of fact, you won't see this elsewhere. High-value commanding men keep this a secret. What I'm about to share with you in this video is a hidden secret all commanding men utilize. And no, it is not something complex. The steps to take are pretty simple and doable by anyone willing to unleash their inner Paul Atreides. Number 1 on the list is mastering your breathing. You need to start breathing from your diaphragm and nose when you speak. I want you to exercise something real quick. Take a seat and make sure you're in a perfect sitting posture. Now breathe in and out 5 times. Do it one more time. Here's what I want to call your attention to. If your shoulders were moving up and down while you were performing this breathing exercise, that means you're breathing all wrong. You were not breathing from your diaphragm. You were most certainly breathing from your chest. Now that's the wrong way to breathe when you want to achieve voicemaxxing. This first trick is what a lot of male celebrities out there use to increase the depth of their voice. For example, Mark Sinclair, popularly and professionally known as Vin Diesel. He's an American actor and a movie producer. Vin Diesel is widely known for his deep voice. This has been pointed out in a lot of interviews. This is exactly what he does. He made a habit of breathing perfectly from the diaphragm and not the chest. When chicks hear him speak, it's no joke that a large percentage of them get wet just at the sound of his voice. Hear me out. This level of voicemaxxing can be attainable only if you become a master breather. You must learn how to consciously breathe through your nose. A lot of you are guilty of breathing through your mouth when you speak. That is the wrong way to go about it. Now do as I say. Grab a seat, relax your arms, and take a deep breath. Repeat this until there's minimal movement in your shoulder section. I want you to make a habit of this when speaking. You will notice the sudden change in the depth of your voice in no time. Step number 2 is to talk slowly, the down-talking technique. First things first. Let me give you an analogy. There's a voice recorder with a recording on it. You play it, and the speaker's voice is neither high-pitched nor low-pitched, just neutral. Say, you increase the audio playback speed by 1.5, and you will notice how high-pitched and thin the speaker's voice becomes. On the flip side, try reducing the audio playback speed by 0.25. You will now notice the speaker's voice becomes glaringly deep. With that being said, this trick isn't rocket science. No, it is actually pretty basic and is a cinch to acquire. Quit rushing your sentences. Instead, maintain a neutral speed and slow down at the end of each sentence. This is called the down-talking technique. A lot of high-value commanding men do this. I assume you know this very popular Irish actor Cillian Murphy. He played the role of Thomas Shelby in a British television series named Peaky Blinders. Cillian Murphy and Thomas Shelby's voices sound so different. This is because Cillian Murphy's voice is on a neutral pitch, while Thomas Shelby makes use of the down-talking technique, thereby increasing the depth of his voice and making it sound more masculine and seductive. This makes him appear as a confident character. As soon as you crack this trick, anything you say will come off as smart, authoritative, seductive, and commanding. That moves us to the third step on the list. Speak from your chest, not your nose. Speaking from your nose is no surprise the main factor behind why you sound like a little bitch. At some point, maybe your girl made fun of you, saying she wonders who's got the thinnest voice, you or Ariana's cat in Nickelodeon's Sam and Cat. You won't have to go through anything like that anymore after unlocking this trick. Speaking from your chest. This is a secret known to many masters of voicemaxxing. Visualize this. Within you, there's a tomb, and within the tomb lies a glowing chamber, a cavern filled with crazy power and resonance. With the tomb being you, using your nose speech. And the tomb is, well, guess what? Your chest, the very seat of your vocal might. But how does it work, you may wonder? When you speak from your chest, these vocal cords become longer and thicker, very much like the strings of a bass guitar. As a result, when air flows through them, they vibrate slowly, producing lower frequencies. Now here's where the magic happens. So basically, a rush of air, combined with the resonating chamber of your chest, amplifies the vibrations of your vocal cords. The resulting sound is deep, velvety, and captivating, more than capable of commanding attention. And of course, setting the mood. I'll pull up a public figure as a case study for this. Chris Hemsworth is built like a Greek god, and he's got the voice to complement his majestic physique. There's so much his physique could have done for him if he had the voice of a 5-year-old or sounded like a bitch. If you watch some of his interviews, he slips and talks, not with his chest, but with his nose, and you'll see the sudden change in his voice from majestic to that of a puny whiner. You should begin speaking from your chest more. Make it a habit. Don't overdo it. Know when to give it a release and know when to push it. Master it. Now for the fourth trick on the list. Exercise your neck and strengthen your vocal cords. Research has it that the majority of men with slim necks have a thin voice. If you are a slim-necked guy and at the same time unlucky on the genetics train, you will probably have a thin voice. So how does this work and what is the way out? I mentioned earlier this isn't one of those videos where I urge you to hit the gym and blow off lots of steam. No. It is about honing your voice, and I'm going to keep things on track. When I say exercise your neck, strengthen your vocal cords, I mean engage in exercises that will help build the 2 sets of muscles that run from behind your ear down to your collarbone. These are your sternocleidomastoids. These are the muscles that help you move your neck from left to right, as well as up and down. Now you might be wondering, in what way do they influence my voice? Well, as a matter of fact, they do. The pitch of your voice, whether high or low, is primarily determined by the size and tension of your vocal cords. If your neck muscles are tense, they put pressure on your vocal cords. This makes your voice higher. So when you relax them, this makes your voice lower. There are a lot of ways to go about strengthening your vocal cords. However, I'm going to recommend 5 tested and trusted exercises that will help you out in building your neck muscles. Think of your neck muscles as the sturdy foundation of a building. When the foundation is strong, the structure above it can perform better. Similarly, when your neck muscles are strong, they can help stabilize your larynx. This assists you in controlling and coordinating your vocal cords during speech. For the first exercise, neck isometrics. Place your hand against your forehead and gently push your head forward while resisting the pressure with your neck muscles. Repeat this in different directions, up and down, left and right, to work all the neck muscles. For the second exercise, neck flexion and extension. Sit or stand with good posture and slowly tilt your head forward, bringing your chin towards your chest. Then, slowly lift your head back up, looking towards the ceiling. Do 20 to 30 reps of this exercise several times. For the third exercise, we have neck resistance exercises. In this exercise, you will need an exercise band. Place it behind your head and hold the ends in front of your forehead. Apply gentle resistance as you push your head backward against the band. Repeat this movement while maintaining control and stability. For the fourth exercise, we have neck crunches. Basically, you lie down on a flat surface and do sit-ups with just your neck. Do 20 reps of this. It improves your neck strength and at the same time broadens your shoulder. It's worth noting that some public figures, such as voice trainers, actors, singers, or public speakers, engage in at least one, if not all, of the exercises I mentioned to develop a deeper and more resonant voice. This aspect contributes highly to your voicemail abilities. I suggest you do not take it lightly, create a schedule and put in the work. In general, a deeper voice is often associated with longer and thicker vocal cords. However, it's important to note that the pitch of an individual's voice is determined by a combination of factors, including the length, thickness, and tension of the vocal cords, as well as the resonance of the vocal tract. That moves us to the fifth trick, the power of pause. Modulating your voice through deliberate speech. I want you to utter these words. Come here now. Repeat that up to 5 times. Now tell me, does that sound like you are in charge? Does it sound like you have a sense of authority? Of course not. Now say it again, but this time, pause the last word. Come here, now. Now that's a man who's familiar with Voicemaxxing. This is the only aspect of Voicemaxxing where you don't necessarily need a deep voice, just a cool, soothing voice. To pull this off, you need to embrace your lower pitch. They work hand in hand, like a synchronized dance or a harmonious melody. Visualize saying, come here, now, but with a high-pitched voice. You are not a tyrant. That's not how Voicemaxxing works. When mastered to perfection, you will appear to be a gentleman and at the same time, a no-nonsense bad boy. There is one more technique you can practice to improve your Voicemaxxing skills. This is the straw technique. You blow air into a cup of water using a straw while making sounds. This helps in increasing the airflow and at the same time relaxes the muscles in your throat. What it does is that it stretches and relaxes your vocal cords. This helps in making your voice stronger and fairly more resonant. Finally, as a pro tip, drink more water. Aside from the fact that drinking water helps in deepening your voice, it also bears a lot of health benefits. You see this in the movies, where someone got stranded in the desert, going days without water. When they finally try to speak, their voice sounds more cracky and thin. This is simply because dehydration literally shrinks your vocal cords, leaving you with thinner vocal cords. To tackle this, you need to increase your water intake. About 4 liters of water every 4 hours is recommended. Additional tips to improve your Voicemaxxing skill is avoiding the use of filler words such as and the like. In that case, increase your vocabulary. The more words you know and use, the more confident and commanding you sound. Make a recording of your voice now. Follow these effective steps I shared with you and be consistent with them. Within the space of 6 months, make another recording. Trust me when I say, you will be glad you stuck with me till the end of this video. That's all for today. Smash the like and subscribe buttons to see more videos like this. Till next time.